All right, you didn't expect to go straight into it like that, did you?
Wait, is that it?
Yeah, we're in. We're in.
We're in.
We're in.
Damn.
We're in. Cool,
Hey,
cool.
pause. Have you seen that video when it's like, they get someone to be like, can you say these two letters for me? R-U-N. And then they're like, okay. They're like, R-U-N, R-U-N. And they're like, can you now touch your toes and say R-U-N, R-U-N? Do you get it?
Run.
No, do it now. I'll show you.
Okay, go on.
Say R-U-N, like the run, but you spell it out.
R-U-N.
Yeah. Now stand up. Touch your toes. Now say it really quickly.
Touch my toes.
Yeah, while you're touching your toes, say it really quickly.
R-U-N, 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 R-U-N. What am I doing? What are you making me do?
Do it again.
R-U-N. What am I doing?
Keep saying
Oh, you fucking freak. I just got it. Oh, you fucking dickhead. I've had a long day at work. That was so fucking unnecessary.
That was so good.
You're way too good at stuff like that.
Once you clocked that you've never done it before, you never seen it. I was like, yeah, I got it.
That was harsh. I hope.
Are you in? Crazy, man. See,
That's not how I thought.
There was no pause. There was no like actual delay. This guy.
I thought it was like one of them ones where it's like, run. Like I wasn't gonna say the word run.
No.
You're so childish, man. That was very good though. Fair enough.
Come on, man. That shit can never happen to me though. I don't know. This guy said it like 100 times.
Well, yeah, but
You were like, are you in? Oh man.
Oh, for God's sake, man. That was genuine.
That
Like,
was a masterclass.
oh, that was class for me too.
No,
I'll give you that. This is a more kind of subdued set today, isn't it? We had like a massive set. This is like I don't know what the one with Mikey kind of is. It's funny though now, like when we've been doing podcasts like this, I used to get like really stressed and stuff like that. Now, genuinely, it feels really, really relaxing. I did not know how much production work goes into film a big podcast like that.
It's mad. Like when you see people just sat around the living room or whatever, they probably more often than not, it's like a YouTube video. Like, they've got a whole production team. So
yeah, shout out to Sully and Joel, and Joel's probably gonna be editing this as well. Yeah, man, he smashed it. Really smashed it. Mikey smashed it. It was lovely to have Mikey on. One thing I watched back though that was really annoyed. I can be quite self-critical. Is go on, have your crisps.
No,
because it's gonna crack. It's gonna be like the Rice Krispies ad. I kept on saying yeah, a lot. It like when Mikey would talk or you would talk, I go yeah. I was doing my own head in. Well, that's
you're probably the only person that realizes though. Like,
yeah, but now people are gonna watch it back and be like, oh.
I'm only 10 minutes in, so like.
You wait. There's a lot more years. There's a lot more years. Yeah.
Yeah.
How's your weekend then, apart from like telling me, are you in?
That was not part of my weekend. Do not believe this guy. Yeah, it's a wild one, man. Came back from Cancun, had my event.
Oh, of course, you're in Mexico.
Went to Arsenal, yeah, man. Amazing place. Amazing.
What inspired that holiday? I haven't actually asked you.
For the first 2 days was a 60th and a renewal of wedding vows.
Nice.
And then the next 4 or 5 days, just doing our own thing.
Oh, lovely. That's wholesome. Did you go with fam?
Yeah.
Nice.
Family, friends. So yeah, it was a good time, man.
Lovely. It's nice to hear.
It's outside.
Ouch here.
Yeah, man. Water there is beautiful.
Yeah.
The food is beautiful. The beach is beautiful.
Be careful what you say is beautiful next.
Oh, man.
I'm not. I'm just looking out for you. I'm just warning you because, again, don't want you in the doghouse.
I was never gonna say this.
You weren't, but I was just warning you, just in case you slipped up.
The thing is, she's gonna watch this and she can be like, yeah.
I've put you in the doghouse this time.
He's put me in a doghouse.
I've put you in the doghouse. Sorry. Yeah, my bad. My bad. I have set you up there.
Oh god,
bro. I wish my weekend was that great. Well, it was great.
Come on, man.
I went to All Points East. It was really good. Saw Lorcana headline. That was sick.
I wanted to go.
Smashed it. I saw Nas. That was sick.
You see Andre 3K? The flute.
Did you see my story?
No, I haven't seen
Oh my.
I was offline like Saturday. Sunday.
God. He's like, as I've said in this show before, I'm all for like kind of. I think I take mental health situations really seriously, so I'm not saying this in a spiteful way. But he's lost the plot a bit.
Why?
I'm not even joking. I'm going to reenact what he did when I was there. So, I think me and my cousins had come from... I was with my two cousins. We'd come from seeing Nas. And it was really good. I saw a guy called Navy Blue from Los Angeles. Not sure if you know him. He was kind of like relaxed rap. He was really good. I saw... the Ezra is it Ezra
Collective.
Ezra Collective, they were good. I saw Songer, I saw Any, they were really good. Then I saw Nas, and then we thought, we'll go over and see Andre 3000. We go towards it, we're like, my cousin literally goes to me, this is looking a bit fluty. And I thought they were having me on. I didn't know about the Flute album.
Oh, do you know?
I didn't know that he said, I was going to make a rap album, but this took me or something like that. It was bizarre. So, I was going over. I was thinking, surely he'll play a bit of Outkast and stuff like that. Bro, there were more people leaving than going, and it was like the second biggest stage. Like it was like headline, massive stage, and I saw everyone sat down. I'm like, this isn't Andre 3000. Like, what the frick is going on? Me and my cousin, like, we haven't seen Andre 3000. Like, we're the same age. We grew up with Andre 3000. Like, he was massive. He was one of the biggest artists in the world. I'm like, I'm not gonna pop. Yeah. Roses. I've been banging out Roses recently. It was sick, man, and I was really looking forward to it. And I saw everyone sitting down. Everyone was walking away, and I was like, oh no. And we. As my mum yawns upstairs. Me and my cousins thought we'd sit down and have a really good time. Anyway, I crap you not, I shit you not. He started doing this monologue whilst he was sat on stage. He had headphones on, and the first thing he said when we got there was, "I'm making up all that I'm playing right now. This is all." Was it like when it's in the moment, like it isn't pre-planned? Off the cuff.
Freestyle.
Nah, it's...
Off the dome?
No, it's like when you do kind of like comedy, they say...
Stand up.
Yeah, they do like interpretive, or I can't think of the word. But he was saying, everything I'm playing right now, I'm making up. I was like, so you're not even playing the Flute album, you're just playing the flute at this point.
Apparently the Flute album wasn't even that good, like... Because it's something that's kind of like taken over him, and he's just trying to learn why he's doing it, because he loves playing the flute now. It
was the weirdest thing ever. And then he literally, bro, I'm not even joking, he literally started going, he just started making noises. And he's like, I just made up my own language, and, they were just noises that I put together, and it's just what I'm feeling. It's not about the words that you use, it's how you express it. I'm like, this is something a 3-year-old would do. Bro, I looked at my cousins, I was like, where have we taken acid or something?
That's insane.
And then it gets worse because he was like, what I just said was, when I came to London, I lost my suitcase, I lost all my clothes, and that's what I was expressing to you. And I've worn the same clothes for 2 days, but I still smell amazing. I still smell great. Weirdest thing ever.
Fucking right.
Can you? And then I was just like, boys, we're going to Lorcana. So did you know people there, kind of thing?
Yeah, I knew one guy there. Like, I actually presented it as like, so every Monday at work, got like present like a music article and shit like that. So, I obviously heard about the performance, and then so I was just like, yeah, this is. A lot of people were on the fence about it. People said it was good. Some people said it was shit.
People thought it was good.
Yeah.
It was interesting. Thank God Lorcana was good, man. That was the saving grace. But yeah, even though you're 10 minutes into the Mikey podcast, do you enjoy it? Enjoy meeting Mikey? Mikey was sound. We just met him that day. It was sound. He was sound as a pound.
Yeah, no. Great guy, man. And it was a good experience. 100%. I enjoyed the pod, I think. Everyone that's watching it at the moment is enjoying it as well, so more to come.
More to come, for sure. And he made a short about something we spoke about, and the England international commented.
Oh,
and Mikey, you called me when I was at All Points East, and you still haven't got back to me, because we were talking about dates of potentially a video idea around this England international.
Oh shit, yeah.
If you want to put 2 and 2 together, go and check out Mikey's channel and see who he asked to tattoo him, and then put 2 and 2 together to see what we might do a video on.
100%. Well, I guess it depends on when George is free now. George.
We'll just say it.
Sorry, I forgot that we were.
No, it's fine. All good.
George.
We'll see if it happens. But George Stanway potentially might tattoo Mikey. That was a bit of a pinch me moment.
Yeah.
I was like, we recorded the podcast, and now we're suddenly in a situation where we could potentially fly to Munich with Mike. Mikey might just want to do it on his own, which is sweet. But regardless, through the podcast, it's led to Georgia Stanway tattooing our guest.
That'd be mad.
That is the weirdest.
I tried to tell him he's got to get a 2 left on there or something.
Yeah, she's got to do a 2 left one as well.
A little slight 2 left.
Yeah.
Probably won't want that, is it?
No. But he's getting Ollie Watkins.
Like, what have we said? Like, oh, true. He did say just Ollie Watkins.
If we go, I might see if I can get one. Sorry, Mum.
Is it?
Yeah, imagine. Like, that's something to tell the family.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm not going to clip this up. This is for people listening to the podcast, so you know potentially what might happen. We might not be involved in it. It might just be Mikey, based on like intricacies and stuff like that. And it's probably quite unprofessional of me talking about it. But yeah, if we do go, I might get 2 left feet on my left foot. I feel like that only makes sense. And like, if I'm old, I'll say, who gave you a tattoo? An England women's international, like one of the best women's footballers out there.
Yeah.
We created a video and it was like sick.
Yeah. Evidence.
Yeah. It's mad. It's mad to think like when we started this a year ago. Wait, how long? When did we start? Feb 2023. What's the date now?
August 2023.
Yeah. About a year and a half
Yeah.
we've started this, and that was led to that, which is crazy.
Literally a year and a half on a dot.
Yeah, which is crazy. But with that being said, I think in this podcast, just because it's going to take a bit of time to edit, like the last one, good fart.
What do you mean?
We're not going to talk specifically about the weekend's actions going forward, because there was always like a pressure to get out, and then I didn't feel relaxed, and it's like I was tired, I was burning myself out. So I think we're going to talk about things in general, what we thought from the first weekend and what we think is going to happen going forward. And the first topic I want to talk to you about is Ipswich and Liverpool. So obviously they played. This podcast might come out after they played again. I think Ipswich have got a really hard game. I think they've got City away next.
They've got a hard start.
Yeah. Ipswich Liverpool, I was watching this. It's the first 12:30 kickoff. I realised I really love a 12:30 kickoff. But as I said previously, this coming out will probably come out after they've played another game. So we'll talk about more general kind of points about them. In the game, I have to mention a game, and maybe in the City game that's just gone if this comes out after. Ipswich were great for the first part of the game. They actually created a lot of chances. Hutchinson looked promising. They were making space on the break. They did really well. At 0-0, I thought, Ipswich could get something out of this. And then, obviously, Liverpool started carving them open. And it was around the 60th minute, I think, Jota scored. Jota missed a sitter of a header after Trent whipped in a ball. Let me see. What minute was it? Yeah, 60th minute, bang on. God, that's a good memory. And there was an interesting point from the commentator, and I've never really kind of analysed this. But if you're like, if you're a team that's just come up, is there a point to say, because I don't really know how I feel on this, and sorry, I'll explain myself better in a second. Now, the Championship is one of the most demanding leagues, if not the most demanding league in the world, I think. The amount of games you have to play, teams are unbelievably even for the most part. I know there's parachute payments and stuff like that. And yeah, just so physically demanding. But the commentator was saying, I forgot who the co-commentator was, but they were saying it seems like Ipswich done really well, and then they couldn't keep up that level for the end of the game, and Liverpool smelt the blood and took advantage of that. Do you think it's not necessarily fitness levels for teams that come up that they struggle with? Do you think instead it's demanding the same amount of quality for a longer amount of time?
No, it's just quality. I think it's always going to come down to quality and how you apply yourselves. Like, you have to be perfect, and you have to be able to work. You can work as hard as you can, but if you don't have that quality to make that final pass past already elite defense, or you have that finish just to score worldy or to execute, then you're not really going to get a sniff against a lot of these sides in the Premier League, which is what Luton struggled with. You know, they had a lot of heart. They worked hard. It was a long season for them, but really and truly, quality showed.
Yeah.
You need quality and grit. You can't just have both. You can't just have one, I mean.
So in terms of quality, do you think the additions of Calvin Phillips, Sammy Schmodix, I'm trying to think who else they signed, Hutchinson, I think he looked promising. Do you think when they integrate more players into the squad, if they make one or two signings before the end of the transfer window, that will help them?
I think they've had a good window. They've signed, kind of the best talent from the Championship, but sometimes it's not really enough, I think they probably have the best chance out of all the promoted teams. I think Leicester definitely going down. Disgusting team. Manager, he's already signed his Brexit boys. Bro, that Harry Winks and fucking Oliver Skip stinks. That double pivot stinks. Jesus Christ.
But Ipswich
Tottenham C team.
Ipswich in general. Do you think Ipswich have to call it? I love having Ipswich in the Prem.
Yeah,
I've always had a soft spot for them. I have an Ipswich top from 2 years ago.
This guy, Luton, Ipswich.
No, genuinely.
Mate, if you come up and you show a little bit of heart, he's like, he's just on it like a rash. This guy.
No, I've actually been to the stadium.
Oh.
I've got an Ipswich top. I will fetch it right now. It's because I used to go.
He's a Portman Road season ticket holder.
No. This is genuine. My grandparents moved to Suffolk when I was a kid.
Oh shit!
So I used to go.
Did they know Ed Sheeran as well?
My gran, God rest her soul,
probably wrote all his songs for him as well. Yeah.
No, they knew Ed Sheeran's grandma.
Mm.
Okay, cool. What you want to say? You can say what. Well, I'm not sure if she knew him, but knew of. But regardless,
the story's starting to change.
Regardless, I used to go to Suffolk a lot as a kid, so I do have a soft spot for Ipswich in a different way.
Yeah, and I went to Mogadishu, mate.
But with these additions, let's say they had they signed Jacob Greaves, didn't they? So they got a centre back. He looked decent.
Good player.
If they made one or two additions, I'd say on the right, Wes Burns has done very well for Ipswich. If you looked at his career, there's some. I think he's 30 odd now. I think they need another winger. let's say they had another winger and someone else, do you think they would potentially have the quality to stay up?
Yeah, of course they can potentially stay up. I think, I think they need 2 signings. Got Schmolitz for quite cheap, but I know he's got a year left on his deal. He's a good championship player, but let's see how he adjusts. It's a different game in the Premier League, you know. Yeah, let's see, man. You know, he's like they got Flynn Downs. Is it Flynn Downs or is he at Southampton?
He's at Southampton.
See all these guys, man. They're all the same. Come and prove yourself.
But if
Who's at centre mid? Who's at centre mid?
Calvin Phillips, Luongo, and there's another guy. I know something Chaplin plays, and I don't know anything about.
Yeah,
Colin
they're going
Chaplin.
down. They're going down.
Maybe that's a bad sign. Who was playing in the middle for them? Because they played Calvin Phillips. Oh, Sam Morsey. Morsey's quite solid, but he's a bit of a just more of a unit. But even so, you're saying even if they had 2, they'll be in trouble.
Yeah, of course. They're not going to be clear at all. Like they're going to be in amongst it in the dogfight. Let's be honest. McKenna's a good manager. I think he's the best manager out of the 3 promoted teams by far.
Yeah, fair. Well, that is interesting. So quality over fitness really does make a difference.
Yeah.
Talking about quality, Liverpool haven't really added to their squad this year at all. When I clipped up a short from the Mikey FC podcast talking about worst transfer business, I think there was a couple of comments that were saying Liverpool, and yeah, a lot of people are commenting that. You got obviously, I think even we mentioned on the podcast on Mikey FC, you got Asian Mo Salah. I think I said he was 33. He's 32, still in the 30s as a winger. It's quite a interesting place to be. I think they'll be all right. You know, I think they'll do. Actually, where did I have them in my Prem predictions?
It's not the worst window in the world, but I genuinely believe that keeping the likes of Salah, Trent, Van Dijk, although that they are still at the club, they really need to sign them to a contract. They're all on 1 years. Even Trent's on 1 year.
Seriously?
Yeah, you can go with next summer for free.
Oof.
So if they drop out the top 4, they're all gone. All of them are gone.
Oh, whoa. So it is make or break for Liverpool this season then.
Yeah, like...
Interesting.
That's mad. To lose Trent on a free, you can lose the other 2 on the free, but losing Trent on a free is disastrous.
I just saw I actually put him 8th in my Premier League predictions. Probably for that transfer business and because they've got a new manager.
You put them 8th?
Yeah. I think that's an early howler.
To be fair, who was it? I think it was Cameron. My mate Cam. He said that your predictions were fucking woeful.
Yeah, well, we'll see at the end of the year.
Should I get the exact quote? Let me see.
Well, whilst you say that, Onslaught, I do like the new kind of football he's playing. It's interesting to see a new kind of style. They're playing with a double pivot, 2 holding midfielders. And the build-up plays a lot slower, and I think you saw from the goal. I'm trying to think of both their goals. Like, for instance, one of them came from a Trent pass, and the other was a Trent pass, I think, when Salah got in behind again. It wasn't kind of high press, win it high and score.
Jack's league prediction. Liverpool 8th, wild.
Liverpool 8th, wild, fair.
I didn't even see that message.
But yeah, no, Onslaught. Yeah, it's impressive how quickly they've adapted to the system.
Have you watched June?
It isn't like scary bad.
Have you watched June, the movie?
Yeah.
Don't he look like them Harkonnens?
Oh, sorry, I haven't watched Dune.
Oh.
I thought you said, do you know about Dune?
Oh, you haven't watched any of the Dunes?
No. Should I? Is it good?
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah.
I'm not really into Star Wars.
It's nothing like Star Wars.
Is it not?
Yeah.
Okay. I think it's on Netflix. I'll do that after. So, what, Onslaught looks like who?
The Harkonnens. He looks like, man. These are the Harkonnens. It's like they're like the type of people. Don't I look like him? But Batista was a Harkonnen as well.
So what you are saying is Batista and Onslaught are related?
Baron Harkonnen.
Are they clever?
Baron Harkonnen is Onslaught.
Are they clever in the film? Like, are they clever beings?
No. They're like the fucking brutes.
So what you're saying is Onslaught is like the god of the Harkonnens?
Yeah, he's the Baron, this guy. That's Onslaught.
He's the Baron.
Yeah, like the head of the Hawkins. Yeah.
And he's just got. So is he like doing a gap year from Dune, the Dune universe? It's like Marvel, the multiverse. He's coming from the Dune world to manage Liverpool for a season.
I don't know what you're talking about, but
No, you said
he's not. It's not Marvel.
No, but I'm just saying there might be a multiverse in the Dune world because now he's Liverpool manager.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, do you reckon it's like a gap year from Dune?
Oh wait, I ruined it.
All right, sorry guys, spoiler. So we've concluded that Onslaught is not in Dune. He just really looks like them. I think that's confirmation. If he's maybe Onslaught is the rebirth of the Harkonnen. He's Benjamin Buttoned, and now like in the space of 2 years he's gone. He's become Dutch. He's managed in Eredivisie and now he's managing Liverpool. But yeah, he's got a tough job on his hands as well. With no signings, but we'll see how he does. As I say, I think he's adapted to the system quite well. Well, the players have rather slower build up. They did well to punish Ipswich. Obviously, Ipswich haven't got that level of quality. Maybe the players will improve as time goes on, but we'll see. Liverpool going forward, though, we'll see. I mean, again, this might come out of the other weekend. Who have Liverpool got this weekend? Have they got anyone tough? It might be 2 on the bounce that they win. They have got, so this will probably come, they've got Brentford at home, so yeah, it's likely that they'll win that. But yeah, Liverpool could be in trouble, not too sure. Would you say, so essentially what you're saying about Liverpool is they've got to have a good season this season, otherwise everyone's off.
Yeah, I think so. There's always going to be new manager pressure, but they still got a quality team. Konate, Van Dijk, Alisson, Trent, great, top players. McAllister, I think they just need a 6. That's all they need, and they'll definitely finish in the top 4. I already put them to finish 3rd, I believe. So yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll have to wait and see. In Ipswich, hopefully you gain the quality, gain a few more players, and stay up because you're my new favourite team for the season. Sorry, we've gone from Bournemouth to Luton to now Ipswich.
It's not Leicester, no? Not with Steve Cooper.
Nah, they won the league, they're alright.
Do you want to bet who will finish higher? Nottingham Forest or Ipswich? Since you think higher, who will finish higher? Not even like relegation. We can do the wager. The wager again.
Just because I want to piss off Forest fans because they hate me online. Yeah, do you know what? I'm going to take you up on that. Ipswich for £10. We're doing 10.
20.
10.
20.
10.
20.
10.
20.
15.
Okay.
Talking about money, there's been a lot of money spent in the transfer window.
I'm still rolling.
Yeah. You thought.
I paused it.
No, I recorded. 15.
Ipswich.
Oh God! You're putting it in the betting page again. Talking about signing of the summer. Talking about money spent. I want to ask you who you think the signing of the summer. Now, it's not like obviously you've got stand-up players. First few players that come to my head are Calafiori. God, there hasn't really been that many great signings. This year. Calafiori. Why can I only think of Calafiori?
For who? You see, Nketiah might be going Forest.
Yeah, I saw that today.
That's why they're going to be mid-table.
Oh, yeah, that's actually not a bad shout. I'm trying to think. Have there been... Oh, like Alvarez to Atletico Madrid. That's another kind of weird one. But there's been a lot of signings. And sorry, those are big signings. And when I can ask this question, it's not necessarily like they're the best player. It's like they will do really well for that club. That's a good signing for that club. So it's not like, I don't know, Mbappe went to Real Madrid, so that's the best signing of the summer.
Who had the best impact?
Yeah, so I've written a few down that I think are great business for certain clubs. So Fabio Carvalho to Brentford, I think that's... so all these I think are great business, and you're going to get annoyed by the second one. Jake O'Brien to Everton. Ndiaye to Everton.
What, bench warmer?
Yeah, I put him in my fancy. That was embarrassing. Ndiaye to Everton.
Yeah, you thought you're like, oh, he's gonna start. But Branthwaite is even injured. He didn't get a fucking minute.
Anyway, Fabio Carvalho to
Michael
Brentford.
Keane.
Jake O'Brien to Everton. Ndiaye to Everton. Smith Rowe to Fulham. Hutchinson to Ipswich. Schmodix to Ipswich. Phillips to Ipswich. And Wan-Bissaka to West Ham. Is there any that you disagree? Like, I think Carvalho is a great signing for Brentford. We ignored the Jake O'Brien. Ndiaye is a good signing. I think Ndiaye is a great striker, and I think it's just quite a bit of business that will go well. I think Smith Rowe will flourish at Fulham. Hutchinson's doing well. Schmodix was top goal scorer in the Championship, so that's a great signing for Ipswich. Phillips needs to rebuild his career, so a loan move, as Mikey said, is great. And Wan-Bissaka needs a fresh start after United. So I think they're all great signings for each club. The Wan-Bissaka one's a bit weird because it's like you think what? It's just a nothing signing.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying it's a weird. I was going to say it was a weird signing because they're trying to move away from Moyes, but they bought a defensive right back. They're trying to move away from defensive football, and then they sign Wan-Bissaka. It's bizarre.
I genuinely, I don't believe that he's gonna do. He probably better legs than Kufal. Kufal gets beaten here and there. Kufal's got better delivery though, so I don't know. I don't see it as like a monumental signing.
Is there one? Okay, maybe I should rephrase it then. Is there kind of like one transfer which you think will come really good that no one's like really focused on?
David Raya, does he count?
Nah, that's he's played already.
You have a little look.
Who do you think's a secret bit of great business this summer?
Got three.
Got three.
Not too bad. I think Onana's not really a bit of a secret. I think he just adds a bit more defensive security to Aston Villa's team. More legs, more size. It's great going forward. Great kind of tracking back. Really real box to box. I think that's a great signing. Still can improve on more, maybe his technical prowess and like developing attacks and starting from the back. But great signing. Savinho for City, they've lost Alvarez. I was going to go Alcaraz. I was like, what?
I'm an albatross. Sorry.
Intrusive thoughts. And the last one, I think, Nketiah. For Nottingham Forest, I think if he stays fit, it's kind of a problem at Forest with Awoni. He's a good striker, just can't stay fit. But I think he has that balance between Wood and Awoni. He'll stay fit, he's strong. And I think given the opportunity, I think he should be getting 14, 15 goals minimum if he's starting regularly.
Nice. And out of those three, if you had to say the best signing,
it's not a best signing. It's more like just one that's not obvious.
Yeah. So what was it? Onana,
Savinho, and Nketiah. Can't put Nketiah there because that's just risk written all over it.
Yeah.
Savinho's not going to play as much.
I think Onana.
I think Onana's probably the best signing.
Yeah.
I can say there's like less risk surrounding it.
Andre isn't my name, mate. The best Belgian Cockney fella out there.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think for the simple fact that he was top goal scorer in the Championship with not a great Blackburn side, I think Sammy Schmodix is a great coup for Ipswich, and I think Calvin Phillips is as well. I'd throw them in the hat. From the ones that were off the top of my head, and I'm really happy Carvalho has got a chance at Brentford. He'll be a star boy. He's great. I think he needed a move like this. I think it's perfect, and I think it's perfect the same way the Smith Rowe move to Fulham is similar to the Nketiah. I think they're all, in terms of looking at them as players and their progression and seeing them thrive in the club. I just think it makes total sense. On the topic of transfers, have you heard Tony potentially might be going Saudi?
Yeah.
And I read an article from, I think it was a Tottenham Athletic reporter. I could be wrong. I found this on Twitter. I might attach it. Tony met up with Arteta before the Euros, apparently. They had a meeting for like 5-10 minutes, and apparently it was an absolute car crash. And the fact that there's been all this talk about
Car
people
crash in what way?
just did not get on. You know, like Arteta's openly spoken about like how he likes to know about people's families, friends, their temperament, like what people are like. And that's not a good look. And I think the fact that a lot of other Premier League clubs, even after this whole banned from playing scenarios happened, don't want to sign him, and his only option is Saudi. It's not a great look. Look, we don't know the full story, but it's like you're 28, you can make this great move, and it's like you're screwing it for yourself. I don't really know what's gone on there.
Who knows? Like, you know, Arteta's a bit of a weird character himself. You know, if you don't get on the manager, there's no point really dwelling on it. You know, I think Saudi be a weird move. It depends if he wants to make that sacrifice. You know, make life-changing money, or kind of just stay in London and, like, you know, build a bit of a legacy at Brentford. It's tough for him. You know, he could maybe even go abroad at this point to some top European clubs. But I think he's probably going to wait towards the end of the transfer window and see what comes, because apparently there are a few other clubs still watching the situation. I just don't know about the quality of them.
Personally, I wouldn't sign a player who's come out and openly disrespected the club 3 times. That's just my own personal opinion. I think that says a lot about him and his... I don't know the person. I'm not talking about him personally. I'm just talking about his attitude to football. That is not someone I'd like to have in my team. I don't know whether Tony's a really lovely guy off the pitch or not. He could be, he could not be.
I know
That's
barber.
not for... Huh?
I know his barber.
Oh, sweet. That's
Says
cool.
his
He
name.
does have good trims, so... But look, I'm not... Just to clarify, I'm not talking about Tony as a person. I'm talking about him as a footballer and his attitude to football. Yeah, it's not a great look. It's not a great
He's
look.
had so much controversy surrounding him over the past couple of years, so yeah, it's probably just best to stay clear. He's 28.
Yeah, it's not worth the risk.
How many years are you going to get with him? I think Tottenham probably decided between him and Solanke and just went for the better fit.
Yeah, and I think Solanke's too much money.
65.
I think it's a good sign-in, and I know you shouldn't judge a player on a price tag, and I hope Solanke doesn't. Well, kind of hope he does because he's a Spurs player. But it just feels a bit too much. I think Solanke's a great player, but I think that English tax has raised that. I think Bournemouth have done great business, put it that way.
No, it's great business, and they replace him with a good player, Ivan Nilsson.
From Porto? Yeah, he's class.
It'll be interesting to see how he does. But yeah, Solanke, great. I think he's a really, really good all-round player. It's just that he's not that elite finisher.
I don't want to diss the guy. Like, his record speaks for itself. Like, he scored a lot of goals for Bournemouth, and he's a great presence.
Well, last season.
Huh?
He didn't score that many before last season, did he?
I think overall in his Bournemouth career, he's got decent numbers. If you were to add it all up together, and he done really well last season. But there's like I know number 9s are a rarity, so maybe Tottenham had to overpay as well as the kind of tax as well. But I feel like there's a level here, and I think he's just underneath it. Like, because I remember when Solanke was coming through as a youth player at Chelsea, like, I genuinely thought, I remember, because I think he's a year older than us. I remember, like, at the time, I was like, this guy's going to be the best thing since bee's knees. Oh, that makes no sense. This guy is gonna be like the best thing ever, and
the best thing since sliced bread.
Yeah, best thing since sliced bread.
He's gonna be the bee's knees.
But I thought he'd be incredible, and it just never really happened. He moved to Liverpool, didn't he? And it didn't really work out. There's just some. I think Solanke, again, I'm not dishing him off as a player. I think he will do well at Tottenham. I think he's great, but to take Tottenham to the next I think he's an upgrade on Richarlison, but I think for that money, and I think to really take Tottenham to the next level, he's just missing something, and it's not something I can explain. It's not me being biased. It's just, again, it's It's just a feeling. It's just, do you know what I mean? I know people are going to probably comment, don't let people start a podcast, but hopefully people understand what I mean. There's just something not there. He's got a bit.
Anybody have a podcast these days?
Yeah. Anyone buy mics? Right, why don't do something with your own life? Yeah, I'm not bitter. I'm biting. But yeah, he's got a bit of the Tammy Abraham about him, like quality, like again great. But you just don't know why he's not as good as he is. Not to say he's a bad player. He's a great player still. But you look at them and you're like, you've got everything. But why aren't you elite? And I don't think Solanke has that.
I do think he can be, for Spurs, what Havertz is for us. Great for the system. Kind of gets the best out of the likes of Son and... my man on the right, the Welsh guy,
Brennan Johnson.
I was gonna say Tom Grennan.
Gillette.
Oh,
the best the man can get. Yeah,
that guy. Yeah. So I think he's great interplay. He's a decent finisher. He's gonna get chances in that team. He's got Maddest behind him. You know, he can do something. He can.
Yeah. I think he will do well, and he seems like a nice guy. So taking Tottenham out of it, I hope he does well. But
he's steady. He's progressed steadily. The expectations are high. Let's see if we can fill them. But I think it's a good fit.
Yeah, he's a good.
I would have had him.
Yeah, he's a good fit. He's great. I just don't think he's worth what was paid, and I don't think he'll be taking Tottenham to astronomical levels. But again, maybe I don't think anyone expected that from him in the first place. I think what I'm saying is I remember him coming through as a youth player and just seeing how good he could be. And it's a bit frustrating. It's like him and Tammy Abraham both have that thing where it's like, you have everything. Why aren't you elite? And that's essentially where I'm coming from. But yeah, on to the team we support, Arsenal. In my notes, in regards to our first game, again, we've probably played our second. Who are we playing next? Who's Arsenal's next game against?
Aston Villa away.
Shit. All right, things could be looking different by the time this comes out. So I'll ask you different questions. I think it's solid 2-0 win against Wolves. As I said before, I think Wolves are in trouble, and we'll touch on that. But one thing I saw today was someone called in to Rory Jennings, who's a popular YouTuber, the Chelsea fan. Do love his content, and I do love how much he makes people bite, and I do love his worst football take of all time. Have you heard it?
Oh, that guy.
When Haaland came to the league, he said he would not do well. Jokes. But he seems like a really sound bloke, and his content is top. He was... someone called in and said... this Arsenal fan said he thinks Havertz will score 20 Premier League goals this season. And I think he said Saka will get... I think it was anything between 20 or 30 in all competitions. I don't think that's too far off for Saka. We'll have to wait and see. I think that was goals and assists, so like goal creations. But Havertz 20 goals flat in the Premier League. What do you think of that? I'm unsure on that.
If you look at the rate that he was scoring once he moved up front, that's probably why he's saying that, because he got like 13, 14 goals last season. And I think 11 of them or 12 of them came when he was playing up front. So I hear it. You know, if you start every game up front for Arsenal in the league, then, you know, I think he'll probably get quite close to 20. So it's not the most, but it's just mad to think that Havertz could get 20 goals in the season, do you know what I mean? But it's normally more spread out for any of our players. I think that's normally down to the fitness of our strikers usually. Jesus led the line. I remember when he had a great start in his first year, and then he got injured in the World Cup.
I think his knee's done.
Yeah, of course.
I think it's sad, but I think Jesus is done as a player. I know that sounds... I still think he'll play to a decent level, but he came out last year and said he can't remember the last time he played without pain. That's a sign that your knee's done in. It's sad. It is really sad. I think he hasn't looked the same player since, let's be honest, as well. But yeah, Havertz, you're saying down to... I think Jesus will play less, so maybe he will have more of a contribution over the season. I can't see Havertz scoring 20. I can see him contributing more, like the person who called in said about Saka. I can see him getting like really high numbers. I can see his goals and assists being at a similar level. So I don't know, like 14 goals, 10 assists or something, which is a good return. But I think you saw as well, I mean, he set up the Saka goal, so he's got 1 goal and 1 assist already. I can't see 20 personally, but I can see a good rate.
Do you think he'll be our top scorer?
It depends if we bring in another striker now that we're selling in Nketiah. There could... I can see us bringing in a striker.
I think we will bring in a winger or striker. At the end of the day, we have Jesus.
Yeah.
And he'll probably have to find a solution for the first striker as well. So
yeah, so we'll need. So I think it's factored on that. I don't think he'll score 20 Premier League goals. No.
Got Trossard that can play up front.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think he'll bag 20, but I think he'll have a high return in goal contributions. Do you agree with that?
I'd say 17 goals.
In the Premier League?
Yeah, as long as he stays fit, which he normally is.
Yeah. I can't really remember a time where he's injured.
Yeah. He wasn't injured at all last season.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's going to have a really good season, but I just don't think he's that type of player. I could be wrong, but going through like Golden Boot winners in recent years, bar Haaland and maybe Watkins. Yeah, let's exclude Haaland out of this conversation. Like, there's not too many out and out number 9s that are scoring ridiculous amounts of goals in most teams. The only other person I can think of is Watkins. Like, even Salah's contribution, Jota's contribution is a mix. Chelsea's is a mix. Arsenal's is a mix. A lot of Spurs is a mix. A lot of the top teams don't really have like out and out bagsmen like City and Villa do. So I just think the way the team's set up doesn't lend helpfully for Havertz in regards to that. But yeah, do you agree that I've actually got it written in my notes as well. So yeah, I think Jesus is done. I think he's a good squad player. And Nketiah's out. And if you were to sign the number 9, who would you go out and sign now for Arsenal now that Nketiah's out?
I don't know, man. Like, we've spoken about this a lot, innit?
Yeah.
And I always change my mind.
Yeah, you wanted Gyökeres before.
I wanted Tony, then I wanted Gyökeres.
Yeah.
Then I wanted Isak.
Yeah. Isak's out of the question. It's too much money.
At this moment in time, I don't know, man. I honestly don't know. I just want Bruno Guimaraes. That's the only player I want. Well, we're getting Mikel Merino.
Yeah, that's
He's
good.
He would be on the left-hand side, have Rice sitting. I'm thinking.
It's weird. I can't remember a time when watching football where you've got such out-and-out bagsmen and like Haaland or Watkins, and maybe Tony as well. But you can't really think of too many others. Like, growing up, I'm just thinking off the top of my head, Falcao, Forlan, Aguero, Benzema, Drogba, like just number 9, Crespo. Number 9s I could reel off the top of my head. Now they're just really is a scarcity.
I'm not put Watkins in our bagsman.
He's one. He's a number 9. He is a number 9.
Like, he's an out and out number 9. Is that what you're saying? Or are you just saying he's a bag?
He is more than most. He is more than compared to the. That's the point. I'm naming Watkins as an out and out number 9. Where if you compare him to previous strikers like the ones I've named, you wouldn't consider Watkins one. But because there is a scarcity of number 9s in the way that football has changed, he is considered an out and out number 9 bagsman nowadays based on the context of how football's being played now. If that makes any sense. I'd say he is more of an out-and-out bagsman than most players that play up front. Yeah. That's just upside. But yeah, Gyökeres. I don't know. I'm struggling.
I don't know if Gyökeres will fit our system.
Screw it. I got it. Let's sign Danny Welbeck back. I loved him as a squad player. I thought he was probably like one of our best ever squad players.
This guy, man. This guy.
That's it. Arsenal signed Danny Welbeck. He bagged on the weekend. Okay, here's one. Would you be opposed to a Calvert-Lewin?
Yes.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, mate, I'm struggling here.
This guy,
you
could tell this guy's so Brexit, man. I said Welbeck and Calvert-Lewin. What's the next one? Antonio.
I'm struggling, so Edu and Mick are probably struggling as well.
I think you got to be a bit savvy. You got to go for an option that we don't really have much of, a good backup option that could challenge for the first team spot. I would have loved Alvarez. Would have loved him. Guess the game's over.
Yeah, game's over. Alvarez. Yeah, I don't know who the. I hope it's like. Hope we do. I hope there's good scouts out there, because right now I'm struggling. Now I play. Maybe it's because we haven't played like FM and FIFA. Now that we're getting older, we've actually got responsibilities. If we were like 5-6 years younger, I'd be like, yeah, sign him.
Give me a sec, man.
Yeah, it's never gonna happen. But, in regards to Wolves, Mikey named them as a team that are in trouble, and we got a lot of comments saying, how dare you say about Wolves having a bad transfer? You have had a bad transfer window. Let's just get it out there. Yes, you've signed a 19-year-old and a 20-year-old. You have signed a Norwegian striker. That is hella mid. You have signed very, very poorly, to the point where Mikey thought you would sign no one. You have sold Pedro Neto. Yeah. I've just couldn't call him João Gomez. You've sold Pedro Neto and Max Kilman, two of your most influential players from last season. Replace them with a number 9. Is Podence back? Yeah, I think Podence is back.
Yeah, he is.
You've got he's good, but he doesn't come close to Pedro Neto. You're bringing back centre halves that no one's really heard of or made a killing abroad or on loan. It's like that guy who was trying to strangle Havertz at the weekend.
Mosquera. He had a decent game.
He's all right. Max Kilman's been incredible for them though. He's been a leader. So you're telling me your star winger and your leader of the team have been sold, and you've replaced them with two essentially teenagers and a pretty mid Norwegian number 9 on loan. I'm not being biased, but I'm sorry, that is poor business. You clearly haven't got the funds to sign anyone, and you're signing young players. And screw it, call me in the comments. Yeah, I'm calling it out. I'm calling it out. It's poor business. But it's. I suppose essentially, the good thing is you've got Gary O'Neill who can bring the best out of most people. So yeah, because of that, Wolves might do well. But you can't. I'm trying to think who they sold last year as well. They sold some big players.
Neves.
Yeah, you can't. Neves, João Moutinho they left last season. He was getting on anyway.
Was it this season or last season? I can't remember.
You've sold a lot of big players 2 years in a row now. That eventually does affect a squad. And I'm sorry, a 19 and 20-year-old isn't going to help you. And signing a Norwegian number 9 on loan isn't going to help you. It's poor business. If you do well, it is Gary O'Neill that has kept you up. Sadly, you clearly don't have the funds, because also the kit sponsor for their new kit is wild. I've never heard of them. I don't even know. It's like, you clearly... I don't know what's going on with business dealings, but I can't imagine that was a great deal. I could be totally wrong. Someone's probably reading The Athletic and tell me the finances behind that kit sponsorship deal. I can't imagine it being great.
Respectfully, who wants to invest in Wolverhampton?
Okay, that's a that's a conversation for a
But
different time.
there's no Wolves fans that live outside of Wolverhampton. I'm sorry.
Nah, it's a historic and great club, but
What have they done?
no, just like as an institution in the area, it's an important club
How?
in Wolverhampton.
To
They're like a
Wolverhampton.
one-town club. Yeah. I'm saying, I'm not talking about them as a club. As a club, I'm sure
I'll
they're
say
great.
West Brom's bigger. I mean.
You're rustling me. I'm just saying, you can't tell me that you had a good transfer window when you sold your star winger, your centre half, who was your leader, replaced them with 2 teenagers, and then, yes, you're crying out for a number 9. I'm sorry. He's not that great. The Norwegian fella. He's not that great. I couldn't even tell you his name. I could be proven very wrong, but I'm sorry. I'm just going to say how it is. Wolves, if you do well, it'll be because of Gary Neal. Gary O'Neill has sold you a dream last season.
4-year contract as well.
Yeah. He's an incredible manager.
Probably the highest paid at the club.
Yeah. It's sad because Wolves are, as I say, they seem like a really good club, but yeah, them and Palace. It's like Palace. You can't, if Palace end up losing Guehi and Anderson as well, as you said.
I think they'll lose one.
Yeah.
They will lose one.
If they lose both, I don't care how good your manager is. You can't lose your best 2 centre-backs and say you can do all right. Elise is a big loss. You can get away with Elise, but you can't lose your 2-star centre-backs. Yeah.
And before they replaced him by a Barcelona young boy. Well, they already got a Barcelona young boy. They got Sarr, who's supposed to be depth, and Kamado on the free. It's like, Kamado can be free all he likes. He can be, but let's see what he does, man.
Yeah.
Let's see what he does. But I think Glasner's a good manager. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. But look,
if you buy Nketiah though, you will probably finish top.
Nah, they got Mateta. They're all right.
Apparently they're interested.
We'll see. Oh, that's good that there's a bit more going on there. I think Nketiah needs to leave.
You should definitely choose Forest there.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Sorry, I had to rant about that. Wolves. It's nothing personal. It's just your business has been crap.
Personal with me, mate.
All right, Chelsea City. Did you watch the game?
Yep.
I watched the game. Oh, we've actually watched the games this time. Now, as ever, we're not going to talk about the games because this will probably come out after the next set of fixtures have gone. But City look as... What I've written in my notes is City look as good as ever, and it's interesting how they haven't brought tons of players in with these charges. Now, there's rumours today, from what I've seen, Gundogan might be back by the time this goes out because Barcelona need to sell. But with a decision being made in January, I think it is, I read the other day, it's definitely going to happen this season. I've just got gut feeling this is Guardiola's last season because they know the charges are going to kick in, and I think it's going to be shocking what happens. There's rumours about an 80-point deduction. Whether that happens or not, I don't know. But what I've written down is City look as good as ever. As I say, I've already read this out, but it's interesting. I'm trying to think, apart from Savinho, who have they brought in? I think they've brought in 1 or 2 more players. It's funny because I was watching Match of the Day 2 last night. I was watching the game back, and on the bar there was like a yellow bar that came up with all the signings, and it was like Chelsea's was going on for ages, and then City's was like 1, 2, 3, and one of them was Savinho.
It's just Savinho.
Is it just Savinho
All
they
the
brought
other
in?
ones were just people on loan that came back.
Yeah, and I think that's really telling, and I can't think of a City player that's renewed their contract recently.
Yeah.
Is there contract lengths? Yeah, here we go. Manchester City contracts expiring in 2025. Oh, it's just Kevin De Bruyne. But here we go. 2026. Is there anyone else as well? They've sold, then on top of that, Bernardo Silva's contract's expiring a year after, John Stones is expiring a year after, Edison's is expiring a year after, and Carl Walker. Walker's just changed the time. But I could be so wrong there. Anyway, that's not the point. With no influx of players, it does make you think maybe it has got something to do with these charges. But do you know what? They've bought well for so long. Watching them, I thought, oh, they look a bit weaker. Who's this Savinho fella? And I was like, oh, for God's sake, he's literally Brazilian Mahrez.
Yeah,
and I was just like, Jesus, like he's not the exact carbon copy of Mahrez. He's more Brazilian. But I was just like, plays on the right, cuts in, silky, can beat a few players, makes it look effortless. I'm like, oh, for God's sake, they've spawned another. They finally replaced him, and he was class. He was
crazy.
so silky.
What does it mean for Grealish though? Like, I found it so strange that he didn't start the game. You think Savina's just coming to the club, Grealish is giving all this chat like he's got a point to prove, and then Savini gets injured, and you're like, he's definitely coming on. Foden's only just come back to training 3 days ago. Yeah. Foden's on at half time. Grealish is still nowhere to be seen. Didn't even get a minute.
It's interesting that I can see Grealish leaving soon.
Yeah, I think he's got to leave, man. But it's whether he cares enough. Because I know he's on fat wages.
Yeah.
Let's say if all goes well for City.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. With these charges hanging over their head, and with a decision by the sounds of it being made mid-season, do you think that could affect the standings? Or do you think they're such a machine now, City, even if like the charges were made and they're going to be relegated? I don't know if the points deduction would hit in the middle of the season or next season. I'm not sure. Do you think they continue being a force to be reckoned with, or do you reckon that would really play on their heads, or play on their minds rather? Because I kind of don't know how to ask this question, because it's like I don't know if they're going to get deducted this season, or I don't know if it's next season. Let's just say they don't get deducted points this season. It's just official for next season. Just say it's confirmed they're basically going down to the Championship in January next season.
It would definitely be distracting. You can't have that strong a mentality of like going into the game and like you win the league. It's just hard. It's demoralising as a player, and you'll probably get distracted about the noise. Probably want to find your way out.
Yeah. It's an interesting one. I don't know how it's going to play out with the season. I think this is the first season where I'm like, because of this external factor, I'm like, okay, City could be in trouble somewhat now. But in regards to no decision being made right now, I think if no decision gets made and they're all in the clear, I think I wanted to sell myself that Arsenal win the league, but I saw that first game and I'm like, they're just all robots.
It's Chelsea.
Yeah, this is true. This is true.
Chelsea played decent, especially in the first half. It's just like they don't have anyone that can actually be clinical. Palmer was nowhere to be seen on this occasion, and like Jackson had a couple chances, even put the ball in the back of the net.
Oh, I was gonna say I'm gonna touch on Jackson in a second. Go on.
No, go on.
I was just gonna say in general, if I'm a Chelsea fan, I started to get annoyed at Jackson during that game. He done like 2 great turns, opened the whole pitch up in that first half. Then other times he strayed about 8 miles offside. One. Then they had a break, and literally all the space was on the left, but he thought, nah, do a step over and go to the right into 2 City players. He does great things. I'm like, yeah, you're a great player. And then he does the most stupid things. And I'm like, oh, if I'm a Chelsea fan, I'm going crazy. I'm trying to think of a player that I've seen that did that, because clearly he's a good player. His decision making, though, Jesus Christ,
honestly,
of Nazareth.
He still needs to just have that calm down. He needs to have that just think. He just needs to think a bit more. Like, there's a reason why he was one of the most booked players, I think, last season. Like, had about
as we talk, there's a lot of sneezing. God, there's gonna be a few sneezes in the background. Just keep going. Yeah,
he had about five fouls. I can't remember that. I kept seeing him chasing back and fouling people. I'm just like, bro, like this guy hasn't learned how to just calm down a little bit.
Yeah, it's weird. And also, I don't know, that whole penalty situation last season with Cole Palmer, I don't know how I don't know. It just really left a bitter taste in my mouth.
All the penalties.
You know, when Cole Palmer went to take the penalty and Nicholas Jackson Madueke had that kind of
Were you
argument.
still thinking about that?
I don't know. I was just like, bro, you haven't had the best season. Like, why are you moving like this? Like, Cole Palmer saved you. Like, why are you moving so confident? And yeah, I don't know. It was an interesting one. I don't know. I don't know why that bugged me. But in regards to, as a Chelsea fan, I can see why people would like him, but I can also see that he's so frustrating.
Yeah.
Because I got frustrated as a Chelsea fan. Don't get me wrong, there was part of me that wanted Chelsea to win because obviously with the whole City thing recently in recent years with Arsenal. But yeah, I just couldn't believe how annoying he was. In regards to Chelsea, I've also got other things written down. Jesus Christ, I think that was 7 sneezes.
Yeah, that was a record.
Yeah. My parents are so like mad when it comes to the season. Yeah, I live at home still, by the way, cost of living crisis and that. My dad, honestly, it's a magnitude like 8 earthquake. Like, he's like,
on the Richter scale.
Yeah, you know them typical like dad sneezes. Anyway, before just to finish up this segment, because I think we've been going a while. How long have we been going? About an hour and 20. Yeah, that's about right. This is the Casual podcast. I was going to say Chelsea are so weird. They've completely changed their whole team again. There's a good team there, but how are they ever going to grow and learn to play together? They need to go through the trenches now like Arsenal did under Arteta, is what I've written. Have you got any thoughts on that?
I think, when you change a manager and you bring in an even a younger, less experienced one who probably hasn't been in a situation where he's had to deal with such big... It's unheard of to think of Chelsea signing all these players and then he having to fit and make everyone happy, and it's impossible. It's an impossible job. It's going to be very hard for them to succeed. I think if he gets the hang of it quickly, it's a tough start to play the champions anyway, even though it's at home. But let's see how their window finishes. I'm sure they're going to make probably 2-3 more signings.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Joao Felix is coming in, who I still don't understand that signing. I think it's just to make way for Gallagher.
It's bizarre.
Well, Joao Felix is still young, but for me, he's a very similar player to Nkunku. I don't understand the signing whatsoever. You've already signed about 2 strikers in this window. You're probably going to sign another one. You haven't got rid of your players yet. You're just signing them without getting rid of them, losing all your bargaining power. But yeah, I think they're going to... It's a young squad. There is actually a lot of quality in that squad, that midfield. They're going to be together for about 8 years or so, if all goes well.
Yeah, I'm with the contract situation.
Yeah, but Lavia was balling out. I was really impressed. He's finally fit. He's a player that I previously wanted. It's good midfield. The back's still a bit shaky. You're going to probably see multiple different centre-back partnerships this season. But I think that's probably the strongest one. But still, they spent 40 million on Desasi, they spent 35 million on Badiashile. They've now got Tosin in, who they're probably going to end up selling on later for a profit. But it's just keep on adding and adding. It's just too much change sometimes, just not good. So I think they'll do all right this season, though. I don't think they'll take as long as last season to kind of click. Still largely somewhat a similar team to last season.
Chelsea, I think are a bit in trouble, but look, we'll see. They're just rebuilding again. It's just weird. It's like they press the panic button.
They're constantly
every year.
Yeah, constantly.
Yeah, it's like, oh, it's going good. Oh, it's kind of going back. It's a reset.
Yeah.
Every time. No. And it's weird, but moving on. I just want to do Maddest moment of the week. You definitely haven't prepared for this. I know you haven't. We don't have to. I've got one. It's not that great. Also, we need to wrap up because it's getting late. But I'm just going to say one. It's to do with the transfer window. Did you know Tim Cahill's son, Shay Cahill, has signed for Nottingham Forest from Brisbane?
Yeah.
I think this feels like a bit of a nepo baby move. I'm not gonna lie. Do you think there's a bit of nepo babyism like there is in the entertainment industry in football?
Yeah, for sure, a little bit. You know, Zidane's
Sons didn't come great.
he's a goalie. He got a job at United. Why can you say United? Real Madrid. Like, there's a bit of nepotism, especially with like Rooney's been able to get so many jobs in football.
Yeah.
It's not really nepotism, but it's just like using your connections because of the play.
Well, Kai Rooney looks quite good
Yeah.
from what I've heard. Kai Rooney looks incredible. I think that's one example that defeats it. But he's only played 2 games for Brisbane Roar. He's played only 6 games from what looks like their second team, and now he's signed for Nottingham Forest. In June 2024, Cahill departed Brisbane Roar after 9 months at the club via mutual termination. So essentially, he couldn't get in the Brisbane Roar squad, and now he's signed for Nottingham Forest. That don't add up.
How old is he?
19. But that doesn't add up. That doesn't make... Like, if you can't make it in the A-League, even at 19, how are you going to make it into a Premier League club? Something does... Okay, I could be so wrong.
He might be good enough for the academy, and then it's just more of academy signing to take them over. He probably came back on trial. I don't know, because I don't know.
You can't make it... It looks like he couldn't even make it in Brisbane Roar's academy. So how's he going to make it at Nottingham Forest's academy? Look, don't get me wrong, the Australian League obviously has some good players, but it doesn't come close to the Premier League, if we're being honest. I think that's Maddest moment of the week, because that just stinks of a nepo baby signing. I think that's probably one of the worst I've seen. Look, I could be wrong, he could be really good, but that just doesn't add up to me. Let you guys let me know what you think. It stinks of when Brooklyn Beckham trained at Arsenal. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he came when he was 15, didn't it?
Hoons of it.
Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah, absolute hoons of it. You're just going to see... you're going to see
Beckham,
Shay
though.
Cahill take up photography next and then become a chef.
That's Beckham, though. Like, what Paul does Cahill have at Nottingham Forest and shit?
It's weird. It just... Something doesn't add up.
He's going to end up being the best player in the world now.
Yeah. Watch me be wrong, but I just saw that today and I just thought, that's a bit mad. I've just seen he played for Everton as a youth player.
That's nepotism.
But yeah, that's
blatant.
that's blatant. Yeah, I don't think he's that good. I'm just going to be so honest. I just don't think he's that good. Well, that's my maddest moment. Have you found one? Do you want to tell one?
No, I've gone through my saved photos, but I just find that Messi and Lamine Yamal photo as a baby just
That's crazy.
Mind-boggling. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's insane. I have it here, but this one I just find it so mad.
Well, I remember Messi breaking through looking like that.
Yeah.
What? Are we old now?
Yes, we are old. We're not old, but
We're getting there.
Yeah, this was 17 years ago. I find it mad, just it's almost as he's passing down his powers. But why is he bathing
But how did they
mouth?
know? Is this a conspiracy? Maybe this is the new maddest moment. Is Lamine Yamal's Messi's son?
Fucking hell.
And his dad on Instagram is just pretending to be his agent. Messi had a baby when he was in Barcelona.
Lamine Yamal is an industry plant.
Lamine Yamal's an industry plant. Got the best coaching. They saw a bit of athleticism there.
Probably
Got a bit of powers off Messi in the bath.
Yeah.
That is the biggest shout I've ever heard. He is incredible.
Left-footed too.
So what you're saying is Lamine Yamal's Jack Harlow of football.
So how did this happen with Jack Harlow? Explain.
Jack Harlow's an industry plant and he's actually quite decent. There's got to be a better industry plant.
Yeah, the industry plant than Jack Harlow.
Who's a good industry plant?
Lotto.
Huh?
Lotto. Female rapper.
Yeah.
I think she's got that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think
It said H was.
Yeah. Nah,
H
H ain't
had
it.
talent.
H had talent.
Don't know what's going on now though. Fucking hell.
Who the hell is an industry plant? Ardy?
Probably. But he also has talent as well.
Yeah. Can't think of it.
Yeah. It's been a long day.
Yeah, let's just say Lamine Yamal is the Jack Harlow of football. We're going to stick with that because I can't think of any others.
No.
Yeah, there you have it. No, he's the Vanilla Ice of football. I'm just naming white rappers now. He is the Eminem of football.
Fatboy Slim.
Yeah, well, that is a conspiracy for everyone out there. Is Lamine Yamal an industry plant? You've got to think about these things. You have got to think about these things. And is Messi Argentinian Jesus? Did he have the power to pass down his powers?
Damn. I need my son to touch Lamine Yamal.
Just to wrap up, we're going to go through Howler.
His dad getting stabbed is crazy as well.
Who?
Lamine Yamal.
Did he?
Dad got stabbed, yeah, on the weekend. Over the weekend, yeah.
Crazy.
In the Barcelona hoods. He had a fight he had an argument with a neighbour, or like with someone on the road or someone in the streets.
Oh, that's
he got
sad.
stabbed. But
And Yamal's girlfriend cheated on him.
Yeah, it's wild.
He's had a bit of a rough time, bless him, at 16. Oh.
Fucking hell.
He'll be alright. He can wipe his tears with
He
those
still
50
plays,
euros.
to be
No, but
fair.
genuinely, that is two massive traumatic events at 16. Your dad getting stabbed and your girlfriend cheating on you.
Yeah.
I think the girlfriend's probably feeling worse because, Jesus Christ, you just messed up your life. You had the golden nugget right in your hands.
I saw pictures.
You had the golden ticket. You had the golden nugget. You had the golden everything. You had the golden boy. And you fucked it. And what are you doing? Yeah, that's really traumatic.
Very.
But he scored the worldie.
Scored a few.
Yeah. Listen, Yamal, it'll all be all right when your braces come off. But Freak of the Week, it's the first week of the Premier League weekend. When we're recording this, who is your Freak of the Week? Or Freak of recent times?
There's been no recent times. It's been one time.
Including pre-season.
Pre-season don't count. I don't even watch pre-season.
I'll do my howler. Everton getting battered against Brighton when they're a defensively set up team. Simple, at home, 3-0 because in the first day of the season, that is depressing. If they had Jake O'Brien on the field, it would be a different story. But my howler is Everton.
What a waste of money, man. Fuck. Danny Rose's best friend and Spurs fan.
Have you got no howler?
No, what's that?
Oh, my old man, he always, that was quite a few years ago now, he
loved Danny Rose?
No, he hated Danny Rose, so that's me taking the piss out of him. He was the player that he disliked the most.
Oh, God, okay, that's pretty funny. I didn't even read the rest of it. Smelly South.
That's his local pub he drinks.
Okay. Oh, no.
Yeah, that's a really good shout. What was it, 6 minutes in? He scored on his debut?
Four.
Yeah. All right, on that note, we've got to go. I've also got to organise our next guest for a big shoot. We need to work out who that is. It may or may not be Papa Pincus this week or not. If not, I'm going to grab summer.
This week?
No, when I'm back. I'm off on holiday for a week and a half, but I'm still going to do some editing because I'm on my own in Florence. I'm just getting out of the country on my own. I'm doing a solo holiday.
Oh, solo?
Yeah. I'm going up to Scotland for 5 days with 2 friends and then going to Florence from Tuesday to the Sunday. And then on the weekend, my mate's coming up. So got a few days in Florence on my own.
Dude, sick.
I love it. I love being somewhere else on my own.
Yeah. You are an only child.
Yeah. But yeah, going to be doing that, and I need to organise that. So thank you for listening. Hope you're enjoying the podcast. There is a lot of clips to come from this as well, and we will catch you soon, guys.
Big up the lefties.